Next, we're going to see how to use operational amplifiers instead of our transistors. Our transistors have certain limitations. Uh, the base of our transistor is triggered by a specific voltage. We might not be able to control the output voltage in our current voltage divider circuitry at all times. So controlling that output voltage is critical for the transistor to function. So in order to overcome this, we're going to use an operational amplifier. So how operational amplifiers work in simple terms is that they have two inputs, a non-inverting input and a inverting input. They have a supply line and you connect them to a positive supply and a negative supply. So they get two inputs, two voltages. They check if the non-inverting input is higher than the inverting input. Then they output a 5 volt supply or the positive supply. If the inverting input is higher than the non-inverting input, then they output the negative supply, which means that we can control the on-off much stabler, or we get more flexibility in how we turn off a circuit when using an operational amplifier. So we're going to use a voltage divider with our sensor, like here you can see. Now in this case, for this voltage divider, we are using a fixed resistor, a 10k resistor, and we are connecting this to the inverting input, and then we are using a 10k trim pot, only a 10k trim pot here, and from the middle pin of the 10k trim pot, we're taking the voltage divider output and giving it to the non-inverting input. So now we can adjust the trim pot as per our sensitivity requirements. So depending upon light conditions, we can adjust the trim pot and the op amp will trigger the output. So we connected a LED to the output of the op amp. You can see, in addition to this, we also have the power supply required for the op amp. Now we're going to use a IC called the LM358, which is a operational amplifier, which is a dual operational amplifier, meaning which inside it there are two operational amplifiers. You can see inputs A and output A, inputs B and output B. In addition to this, there is a VCC, which is 5 volt in our case, and BE, or the ground, the negative voltage. So whenever we want to use a IC, the ICs always have pin mappings. Like you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is how the IC pin mapping goes. So the first pin is always on the left side. You can see there is a dot or a notch. The left side of this is the first pin. You can either take the notch, or not all ICs have a notch today. There are ICs which have only a dot. So towards the left of the IC, dot is the first pin. So in our case, we know that we want to use the inverting input, which we know is pin number 2, and non-inverting, which is 3. You can see here, inverting is 2, non-inverting is 3, and output is from pin 1 of the LM358. So we're going to build a circuitry with this. Let's go ahead. So we have cleared all our existing circuitry except for the voltage regulator circuitry. We have a LDR, a trim pot, an LED, output LED, and operational amplifier. We've removed the transistor. We don't need the transistor, sorry. And then we have a resistor, two resistor, one for the LED and one for the voltage divider along with the LDR. So you can see this is how we place the IC. The notch is here and this is the first pin here. So 4 pins go on to the other side of the prototyping area, 4 pins on this side of the prototyping area. So first we're going to plug in the output. So we have a resistor going here to the positive of the LED, and the negative of the LED is going to the bottom ground rail. So that is the output. Now for the input, so next we will get the power supply for the IC as such. So you can see we're giving a ground and we're giving it a 5 volt from the 5 volt regulated line. Next we place the potentiometer, the trim pot, the trim pot is also called the potentiometer. The trim pot, the 2 pins of the trim pot are on this side, the prototyping area. There is one pin on this side. This is the output of the trim pot. So one side of the trim pot we are giving it 5 volts, the other side we are connecting it to ground. Now the output of the trim pot we are taking it and connecting it to the third pin. You can see that third pin of the operational amplifier. Now we are constructing a voltage divider with the LDR here, negative to the LDR, other end of the LDR to the positive 5 volt supply. From this junction, we are taking a wire and plugging it onto the second pin of the operational amplifier. Now our circuit is ready, so we can turn on. Once we power it on, you can see that both the LEDs are glowing. The output is also glowing. So now you can see when we hide the light falling on the sensor here, the LDR here, then the LED turns off. The LED goes off. Again, when there is light on top of it, the LED turns on. So this is our operational amplifier based sensor circuitry for LDR. So let's see how this circuit works. So let me just change the pointer. So you can see. So that's how it works. Next, we are going to build a proximity sensor, which will detect objects which are placed in front of it. For this, we are going to we will be replacing our LDR with an IR transmitter and a receiver circuit. So the IR transmitter is nothing but a IR LED. It's very similar to a normal LED. Only thing is it emits a infrared light which is not visible to human eye. So in case you want to check if it's working, you can plug this IR transmitter LED instead of any of your regular LEDs and open up your mobile phone camera and you will see a pink glow. That means that it's working. So we're going to use a IR transmitter LED to transmit some light, and then when this light hits an obstacle, it's going to bounce back, and whatever is bouncing back, we want to use a IR receiver LED so that this light which is bouncing back falls upon this receiver, and then we can measure this receiver input as a sensor. So the IR receiver is going to be our sensor. Now the LDR was a variable resistor. Here the IR receiver is a IR receiver LED. It's a diode, light emitting diode. So there are certain types of diodes which can act as variable resistors when the polarity is reversed, meaning which you will have to connect this in the opposite polarity. The negative of this LED should be connected to the positive supply and the positive of this LED should be connected to the negative. In such a case, this can act as a variable resistor whose resistance will vary depending upon the IR light incident upon this receiver. So that is what we are going to use. We are going to use this mechanism to build a proximity sensor. So we're going to place them next to each other. We saw that one important thing is black objects will not reflect IR light back. So in this case, if the object body is black, then whatever is transmitted here will be absorbed by the body and will not be reflected back onto the receiver. Okay, so this is the logic we are going to use to identify the black line. We will see how it works. So for this circuit, we have removed the LDR part from the voltage divider of our previous circuit. We are going to put the diode here instead of the LDR. Okay, and then we are going to use a light source or the IR source next to it. We are going to construct a IR source next to it. So we need the IR transmitter, IR receiver and a resistor. So we can see that we have placed a negative left leg of the IR receiver LED, the negative leg here, and the positive of the IR receiver LED is going to the negative line here. So this is this has to be placed in this manner only. Only then will it work as a variable resistor. Next, we are placing the IR LED, but here we are reversing it. Like the negative is onto the negative rail and the positive is onto this side. So for this, we are placing another resistor. So you can see we place a resistor here to the positive 5 volt supply. So 5 volt to resistor to positive of the IR LED to negative. Now you can see the pink glow here. This is the glow you will see when you use a camera. So now once our circuit is powered on, you can see this is transmitting and this is receiving. Now when this receives, the LED will glow. See, I've taken a small obstacle. I'm going to point it at this here. See, when it is not pointed, it is off. When I point this LED goes on, meaning which the obstacle has been detected. The obstacle placed in front has been detected. Let's see a quick video of how this works. Let me just change the pointer quickly. Yeah, you can see when I place my hand, it's getting detected. It's not getting detected.